I loved it, but I wouldn't ever want to be an action star. I have no interest in that. Yeah, it was. I mean, there's a fair amount on the page there, and certainly the sort of, without being too spoilerish, the kind of
Yeah.
what's revealed about him and the journey he goes on was there to a point, sure. But then Tom Harper and I had big chats about why Parker is the way he is, and his sort of drive and his determination and his sort of what makes him tick, and what makes him go on the journey. Let's say that he goes on the script and really dig into the backstory of that. And it was probably very different what we created to what Greg Rucka had written. Well, it's not hadn't written, but like had conceived when he wrote the script. So we had a lot of fun with that and playing around with what could have led him to that point. So yeah, Tom was brilliant with me with that, with wanting to flesh that out. Yeah, I loved doing it, but I've said this sort of thing before, but I wouldn't want to do that movie after movie after movie. I had a great time doing it, and I love exploring that, but that's because I sort of feel the whole point of being an actor is that you do get to explore all these different worlds and genres and play in those worlds. And I've been lucky so far in my career. I have had a pretty varied career in terms of the sort of genres I've ended up in, from very, heavy drama to very silly comedy and sort of everything in between. And this is an area that I hadn't spent any time in, that I've had stuff come my way that's in this world before that I didn't think was right, and then this was one that I just thought had all the elements that were enticing to me. So yeah, I loved it, but I wouldn't ever want to be an action star. I have no interest in that. Yeah, but the mad thing was that wasn't a conversation when even we were filming it. A year ago, year and a half ago. Of course, there were people having conversations about it, and it was, on your radar, but it was very faint on the radar. In the last few months, that has become front page news. The AI and the fear of it, and Chat GPT, and it's become a very real conversation. It's having a massive impact on our industry, obviously. But there's a way more bigger, terrifying global aspect of what's happening there that's truly terrifying. And this has ended up being quite timely because we're dealing with something relatively similar in the movie, and but yeah, it was a strange thing where that wasn't what we were talking about when we were shooting it, because it just wasn't at the forefront of our minds. But it's funny how that's worked out.